All right, today we're going to do area of triangles. And if you didn't read all of the news feed on the Google Classroom, I did post the videos for probability early because you have 5 more lessons to complete the pathway. And I was worried that if we waited until next week to do the area of triangles, area of circles, and circumference, that you wouldn't have enough time to get it done. Because all that's left is the theoretical and experimental probability and making predictions. So there's 2 probability lessons, and then there's 3, 1 for area of triangles and 2 for circle relationships, which are circumference and area. So you have 5 total lessons if you've been keeping up with the pace of the class. So the class ends a week from today, which is 6:30 on Tuesday, and you are supposed to complete the entire pathway by then. So starting today, I'm going to reassign the lessons that you weren't successful on, and that way you'll have the opportunity to redo those, and you can sign into office hours to get help with those if you need it. Are there any questions so far? Alrighty. For area of triangles, a triangle is a 3-sided flat shape with straight sides. It is considered a polygon because it is a closed figure. You'll notice in this image, this is a scaling because the sides are not equal. And then they gave you the base and the height. Notice that the base and the height form a right angle down here at the bottom. Some vocabulary that you're going to need to know is that area is the size of a surface in square units. So they've given you 2 pictures to show that area can be done many ways, and some things can have the same area even though they have different perimeters and different shapes. Area of triangles, the most common formula you will see is base times height divided by 2, or 1/2 base times height. It equals the same thing, so you can solve it whichever direction is easiest for you. We're going to watch a quick little video to get us introduced to area of triangles.
Let's learn about the area of a triangle. The area of a triangle is half of the base times the height. Distance along the base. Is the height measured by roundness to the base. Is 1/2 times base times height. Is double the triangle. Flip it around one of the upper edges to make a square-like shape. Slicing the triangle and moving the sliced part to the other side, you get a simple rectangle whose area is BH. BH is for both triangles, so just 1 is half of BH.
Alrighty, so in that video, they gave us this example. Notice that the 12 is not the length of the side because they don't come together to form a right angle. So they gave you the height of the triangle way out here so that it would be perpendicular to the base, meaning forms a right angle. They solved it both ways. First, they solved it with the formula 1/2 base times height, and they did 12 20 times 12, which is 120, and then divided by 2, which is, I'm sorry, 20 times 12, which is 240, and then divided by 2, which is 120. They just didn't show all their steps. So let's try it. We are going to find the area of this triangle and then determine which of these rectangles has the same area. So first, I'm going to write down my formula. You always want to start with your formula. And this is a formula that's given to you on your formula chart, so you don't have to have it memorized, but you do have to know how to use it because they don't define the variables for you. So base times height. Remember, we're looking for this right angle to determine our base and our height. So we're going to have 1/2 5 times 12. I personally would like to multiply the 5 times 12 first because I know that's 60, and then I can take half of that to get 30. Okay, but the question is not asking what the area of this triangle is. They're asking which of these rectangles has twice the area of this triangle. So 2 of these triangles will fit into which one of these answer choices. Okay, using your equation and your formula, if you really pay attention to this, if I'm saying half of this value, then I need this to be equivalent to this value, 5 times 12. Okay, which is actually an answer choice, 5 times 12. Okay, so if I cut this directly in half, then it would give me this triangle. And then lastly, they gave us 3 triangles that are equivalent in perimeter, and they want to know which one has the greatest area. So the largest area, okay? Notice that one of your answer choices is all triangles have the same area, so I think we should start by finding the area of each one. So we're gonna say the brown triangle, our formula is 1/2 base times height, okay? Find your right angle, which is right here, and therefore our base is gonna be 8, and our height is gonna be 3. So I'm gonna say 1/2 8 times 3. And due to the commutative property, you can multiply in any order. So you could do half of 8 first, which is 4, and then multiply it by 3 to get 12. Or you can do 8 times 3, which is 24, and then multiply it by 1/2, which is still 12. So you can actually multiply in any order, whatever is easiest for you, okay? We can call that pink. I don't really know what color that is. Mauve, maybe. The pink triangle is, we're still gonna start with the same formula every time. 1/2 base times height. So I'm going to find my right angle, then find my base and my height. So I'm gonna have 1/2 6 times 5.2. Okay. Personally, because there's a decimal involved, I'm gonna go ahead and use that commutative property to make my life easier. I know that 1/2 of 6 is 3. So then I can multiply 3 times 5.2 fairly easily. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. Therefore, the area of that triangle is 15.6. Right now, I'm going to take a moment to cross out this answer choice because 15.6 is not equal to 12. Therefore, all the triangles cannot have the same area. So now I'm down to my last triangle, which is the gray one. Okay, and it's kind of hard to figure out what your base and your height are, but they still gave us this right angle right here. So I'm going to use the 8 and the 2.7. So start with your formula, base times height. Then I'm going to plug in 1/2 8 times 2.7. And I know half of 8 is 4. So I'm going to go ahead and do 4 times 2.7. And 4 times 7 is 28. Carry your 2. 4 times 2 is 8, 9, 10. We had 1 decimal place. And that is going to be the area of that triangle. So now I'm going to go back. Oops, I covered my decimal point. I'm going to go back and reread the question. They want to know which one has the greatest area. That's the largest area. And in this example, the pink triangle has the largest area at 15.6 feet squared. Okay. Our final example for this unit is this image over here shows 5 counties in Midwestern state. Which expression gives the area of Adams County? So I'm going to take a moment to highlight Adams County so I know what I'm looking for. If you'll notice, Adams County does not have any measurements on the actual triangle. But if I look at the other measurements that they've given to me, I can kind of work backwards to figure out what is missing or how to relate them. So I am first going to move this 18 up here. Since this is a rectangle, I know that this side and this side are going to be equivalent. So I've moved that 18 up here. Next, since this is my base, I need to know my height, which should be a right angle to my base. Do you see another value that gives me the length of this line? Yeah, this line right here. So therefore, the height of this triangle is going to be 10. Okay, so we're going to start with our formula, 1/2 base times height. Therefore, this one is gone and this one is gone. And then our base is 18 and our height is 10. There's only one answer choice that gives us that exact measurement. All right. Well, good luck on this lesson and this unit, and please log into office hours. I have them every day from 11 to 12, and I would be happy to work through the problems with you guys. Have a good day.